According to the UK's Energy and Climate Change Secretary, tackling climate change can go hand in hand with economic growth. In his speech at the Environment Agency annual conference, he outlined how moving towards a low-carbon economy was key to achieving this.
Carbon budgets are an opportunity for us, not just to ensure we meet our targets, that is important, but also to ensure that we change the culture of government at every level, so that every important decision must be thought about in the context of carbon budgets, and either it will be accommodated within that budget, or decisions will have to be made to offset or find other reductions in emissions elsewhere to take account of decisions that are made.
He was speaking after the UK Chancellor of the Exchequer, Alistair Darling, announced an extra £535 million investment on energy efficiency and adaptation. He urged public sector leaders to think about how they might produce renewable energy.
In relation to energy, I think we have to use all the technologies at our disposal. That includes nuclear, it includes renewables, it includes carbon capture and storage as well. All of these are important. I also think that, if I can put it this way, generation of renewable energy is too important simply to be left to the energy companies. That's why I introduced a so-called feed-in tariff in the energy bill in the House of Commons recently. A feed-in tariff sounds like a technical term. Many people in this room will be familiar with it. What is it? It's a guaranteed price for electricity that people generate and that can be sold back to the grid. And I think we're at the foothills of what can be achieved, not just by individuals, but perhaps more importantly by communities, schools, hospitals in generating energy.
He also called for a global response to reach an agreement at next year's UN Convention on Climate Change in Copenhagen. And while setting a price for carbon will play a crucial role in a low-carbon economy, it's felt that isn't enough, and he explained why.
If you think about an issue like carbon capture and storage, which is, in my view, key in many, many different ways to tackling the problems of climate change, whether it's in relation to coal, whether it's in relation to gas, a whole range of issues, and actually, I think, for getting a global deal. But why does that require more than putting a price on carbon? Because and the reason is this: because for an individual company, the incentive to invest in what is essentially a not fully proven technology is insufficient. And therefore, that is where the role of government must be to help fund and support carbon capture and storage.
Ambitious targets on climate change have been set for 2012, which the UK Secretary of State concludes can only be achieved through government and the public working together.